Oh, one sec. My coffee was brewing. Let me go get that real quick. Hey traders, welcome to the gold melt up stream. Gold's up like over 12% in less than 7 days. When is the last time anything like that's happened? Gold is now trading like Bitcoin, trading like a smaller market cap asset, trading like it's not the number one market cap asset in the world really. $3,338.73 as I'm speaking to you. We've never seen these levels before of 3.37%. That's a lot of threes, dude. I mean, that's like Leroy Jenkins levels.
32.33 repeating, of course.
And no end in sight. 3,400 on deck. Jerome Powell spoke today. He said he would not come in to intervene if the stock market continued to dump. And as soon as he said that,
there's bears out here.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
because as I'm speaking to you, we are still 20 minutes removed from power hour, the last 60 minutes of trading on Wall Street, and we are at the lows of the day. This is the U.S. futures quad screen. Perhaps you've heard of it. The key support resistance on the S&P futures, like the 5,300 level, is being broken. NASDAQ 100 futures also breaking a support, and so is the Dow Jones. So the three have something in common. Technical levels from history are being broken right now. We still have like 2 hours and 19 minutes till this 4-hour close, but that's what's going on right now. You have Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, all at their lows of the day, rolling over after they all gapped down today. But Nvidia hit especially the hardest with the H20 chips being banned from sale. Or, you know, they're banning the manufacture. Well, they're banning the selling, okay, to the Chinese of these chips due to national security implications, AI stuff. So really bad day for equities, but my God, man, equal and opposite numbers on gold. Gold's now outperforming S&P by a lot over the past like decade now. So make of that what you will. At least bond yields aren't spiking. No alerts are going off there. Just tons of alerts to the downside on these equities. Hold on, let me try to get a couple sips of this coffee in me. It's an early live stream, okay? I just figured, I've got the whole crazy thing in my living room with contractors and building admins and stuff coming and going as they please, as they need to fix that. So might as well just be live while I wait around for all that stuff. So yeah, risk on assets not doing too well. You thought it was just big tech. Now it's everything. Now everything's selling off since Jerome Powell spoke. So I wonder if it lasts until power hour or if we continue to sell off into power hour. Okay, so just here we are, man. You're gonna hear more alerts on gold. It looks like it is going legit. I mean, we're going blow off top levels, and you don't know when the blow off top's going to occur, but that's what gold's doing. This could top out at 4K before stopping, 4,300, 45. You don't know when the blow off top will happen, but it'll be sort of like what we saw in MicroStrategy probably in the end. It'll be like other blow off top periods. We had one back here in 2020. Gold had a blow off top. And then the bigger ones, though, this is similar situation back in 2009 all the way, or 2008 all the way to 2011. Blow off top. You don't know when it's gonna conclude, but we'll see a big enough drawdown to be able to take a, educated guess on a blow off top. We saw one on MicroStrategy. So just be on the lookout. This thing is a runaway freight train. No stopping it right now with these, with the monetary order changing around the world as people continue to abandon U.S. Bonds, assets. They are finding safe haven in gold, as they've done for thousands of years. So we can just look at the DXY real quick. Still looking at futures. They are at their lows. We're going to look at all of them, right? All the Mag 7 stuff. DXY, as we discussed yesterday, the most recent event was the bearish back test of the key support. Should have been support, right? Should have been support. It's going back to history. It's flipped to resistance, and after they have confirmed the $100 level as resistance, you are rolling over. You're going for, right? We have 4 hours, 15 minutes till the daily close. But you're going for the lowest daily candle close since April of 2022. So we're going on 3-year lows today on DXY. Okay. So we can look at Bitcoin too. What's Bitcoin? Bitcoin's, I know it's disappointing. We're not at the highs of the day. We were at 85.5 somehow with everything gapping down and not looking good. And you were like literally completely decoupled for a little bit. And then pretty much when Jerome Powell started speaking and saying some things about not intervening, stock market crashed, then that's kind of when Bitcoin synced back up with the selling pressure of the equities market. So still broken out, but again, we're talking now, these are daily candles going on 5 days of the same thing. It's Groundhog Day on Bitcoin, broken the supply line. I would prefer that all of a sudden, randomly, the decoupling continues and then Bitcoin acts as a safe haven. That'd be great, as the DXY dumps and as equities dump. But I don't know if we're gonna be that fortunate right now. I don't know. Like it's tough, right? You're only putting in potentially the lowest high of the downtrend so far, and in the previous piece of data was the lowest low. So it's just not great right now. We're talking about trend analysis is not good. The trend is not on your side right now. We're just hoping that the breakout's real, and it may not be real. And they could also just continue to bleed out as we stay broken out. And then eventually maybe we come down to test like 78.4, 76.6, one of these swing lows, pivot. You know, they test it successfully as support. If they start pivoting, all of a sudden we get our first higher low in 3 effing months. That would be amazing. That would be the best case scenario would be right now we make a higher high. But if we're unable, if buyers are just not there yet, we're unable to make a higher high, the consolation prize is going to be your first higher low in 3 months. So that's what we're hoping for if we can't get the higher high. All right. So, yep, here it is on your 4 hour above my head on the corn, Bitcoin. Hour 13 minutes till the close, and it's just been sideways since the 11th. Bad news, chat. I mean, like, you know, if we look at Bitcoin, typically what do we look at Bitcoin after Bitcoin? What's the second largest crypto in the world? Well, before we do that, Bitcoin dominance. Yesterday we saw our highest level in over 4 years on the close. Today going for it again, 64%. Well, we got another 6% to go to the next major overhead resistance on this chart. Clean breakout and not stopping. And as Bitcoin was at the highs today at like 85.5 or whatever, altcoins weren't really doing anything like it. And they were just kind of like, Ethereum was like flat on the day when Bitcoin was up 2%. And then Bitcoin started selling off and Ethereum down. What is it down now? Ethereum down 1.8%. So there's no one really bidding on altcoins. They were really only bidding on Bitcoin, and that's where this chart comes into play. And this is how you know it's really bad for altcoins right now. It's just not a good, like, you might get a lucky man on a short squeeze on Bitcoin or something and the altcoins pump, but man, it's just a kind of dangerous market still. I think it's a market, crypto market's still definitely a place to be proceeding with tremendous amounts of caution until volatility subsides, until these equities stop seeing their lows of the day as I'm speaking to you right now again, the S&P and the NASDAQ, Dow Jones. As they, we rallied off that third valley, but then discussed yesterday the lower highs getting painted, right? The failure from buyers to be able to rival the Trump pump tweet, right? The tariff pause stuff. They were unable to do it, so a lower high was put in. That's our newest piece of data on the futures market, the index funds, right? The lower high, that's not a good sign. And now we're starting to see the consequences of the lower high, the distribution. That is what a lower high is, a form of distribution. Less market participants involved with the asset than before, or the index fund before. And now the resolution could very well be breaking support, 49.25, 49.45. That's on deck. At NASDAQ, certainly 17.1, 17.2 down here. And Dow Jones targets 37.8, 38K. You all have good targets. And I guess the Russ 2000 will be like 1,800 again. So, we're selling off, man. Gold isn't, though, okay? Gold is completely... It is kind of crazy to see, right? It was always a meme. It became a meme, right? It's almost like, what was once history became legend. What was once legend became myth in terms of gold's supposed to be a safe haven, for the past decade plus, but it went through that crazy blow off top in 2012 and then crashed and then did nothing for so many years. But then central banks in 2017, 2018, they started buying billions of dollars worth of. I remember we were streaming talking about those headlines and a recovery eventually, but now things are getting blow off toppy. So, and gold is now actually acting as a hedge against bad situations on, monetary orders. Okay, so hype in the chat for just gold. Hype in the chat. VIX starting to come back. It was up like 11% pre-market, and then it dumped a lot. And I don't know if it's even up that much right now. Real quick, let's Make sure, is the stream on? We got good audio, good video. We okay, man? Are you, chat? Hello? We all right? Just give me an update, man. Yeah, I got about 483 people here. Yeah, I know these live streams in the day are just, shoot, the night streams are starting to become whatever too in these market conditions. I don't know. I figured like there might be like, hey, people might want to be interested in like what this is, gold and then index fund futures, but it's just people care only about Bitcoin and only about Bitcoin making new highs. That's about it. So here's Ethereum, down 1.71%. There was no edge. Remember, we were talking about the weakness of the asset, such a lack of demand. The buyers were unable to even test 1728 as resistance, and we know it's so real of a level. It's so undeniable of a reversal point. And that, again, to me is a sign of weakness, SOW. I think you got a date with 1420 for a retest soon, but hey, whatever. I don't think anyone cares about Ethereum. And then Ethereum paired against Bitcoin, my alert went off where we saw fresh over 5-year lows. And here it is. As is tradition, fresh, again, half a decade plus lows. Haven't seen lows this low since February of 2020. And you still got a long way down, like 1.7 million Satoshis minimum. I mean, you're thinking like 8% more downside? No way, how? It's already lost all its value. No, it's still got lower to go. And it's just crazy to think this is the second largest asset, crypto asset in the world. At this rate, it won't be. All right, at this rate, something will happen where XRP will overtake it or something. I don't know. This can't sustain. This might be the cycle where it does get flipped by something, and it's not just because, oh, that asset's better than Ethereum. I mean, just someone is selling this and they're just not letting up. No one's buying it at all. So XRP real quick, flat on the day. Had some alerts set up everywhere. You know, you're going to see those. Yeah, we discussed the supply line. Not perfect or anything, but I think pretty well established for getting the stupid pump and dump insider tweet. Everything kind of got reconfirmed on the next rally off the support. And now you're just testing that supply line again and failing and just only down, 0.13%. Pretty good. I would say any day above 190 is a good day, but I think if you test in 190 again, after all these lower highs and lower lows, I just don't know how much longer these buyers are going to keep 190 defended. So that's your cutoff. We had a fake out, but it just may be the lowest high of the downtrend being painted right now. That's what happened. That's what we do have. 223 once and twice. Like Solana did the same thing, and Solana is crazy because like whoever this is, whatever, but the ping ponging continues at the major inflection zone. But past 2 days, really, 135 has been regarded as resistance again. You had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday, but zero follow through, and they're still above that little 123 level. So you're not dead yet, but you are staring into the abyss. Okay. 95.66 retest would be on deck if they don't hold this level. But so you're just praying for Bitcoin to stay neutral. Like, you just don't dump Bitcoin. Just go sideways forever. So Solana doesn't have to go retest $95 because that would be in store. Kind of strong. Kind of surprising. So I don't want it to dump. I don't want it to break below 124, but it just seemed... I mean, this time it seemed like, yeah, we had a date with 90, and we just made it 95. Just like Bitcoin, I thought we had a date with 73.8, and we went to 74.4. So it was like $600 removed from that target area. All right. Start adjusting audio levels. Okay. Yeah, all right. Hyper Solana holding for now. Have your alert set up. 122, 123. BNB, it's, you know, up a little, but whatever. Just flat on the day. And this is just purely because Bitcoin's holding up. And it's crazy, right? It is really crazy because I'm still looking at all the Mag 7s at their lows of the day right now. All of them. Every single one. Lowest point of day. Futures are also at their lows. And you've just got Bitcoin just hanging in there completely and utterly decoupled from equities, which, if you look at the structures, Bitcoin has been completely on par with equities until kind of today. As the same day that gold is going nuclear, up 3.37% and going to be higher. So it's like we have a tale of three stories now, right? Equity, the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the gold. The bad, I don't know, never mind. It's the good, the bad, the neutral, really. Good, gold. Equity's bad. Neutral, Bitcoin. But neutral is really, really good, I think. Because Bitcoin is almost always completely tied to equities. So, oh, nice. Thumbnail finished. Okay, let me add this real quick. Doesn't matter much, but one sec. Thanks for the 536 here. Surprised there's even that much. And I don't know what to do. What do you do as a streamer? You just get wrecked, I guess. It's bad here. I can't imagine other places how it is. So, okay. I mean, those are your big cryptos, right? And really, crypto collectively is doing okay today, outside of a few. I mean, some are just not, like Theta Coin, fresh lows. Theta Coin, lowest level since October 2023. I mean, the lesser thans, not doing well. KSM, whatever, right? The lower end of the market, not great. VeChain, also not down 1.42%, but it's kind of okay above some levels. Litecoin down 1.1%, just doing a bear market scrub rally, not doing too well after the third target of a short hit, and you're done, but come back down to 66. So, okay, crypto, yeah, no one cares. Here's your spider. Wow, as I'm speaking to you. We're breaking a big support right now, 524.08. Is it a joke? Well, let's look left. Oh no, it is a major inflection point from April of last year. 1 year ago, it was an all-time high peak, right? And this was the issue yesterday, the past 2 days, right? Where 2 days ago, buyers were trying to recapture this swing low from September. They had it all day till the end, and then they closed it below 540. And then yesterday we had a bearish back test to confirm what was once support, what should have been support, became resistance. That was confirmed with price action and candle closes. And then, lo and behold, we gapped down, we rallied, we filled the gap, and since filling that gap, marking down at our lowest price. And the S&P 500 is currently down 2.76%. And you're going for your lowest daily candle close since April 8th. But to lose 524 is not a good thing, man. I mean, the A point, I guess, this 510 would be the target. The old gap filled 505, but really maybe a retest of the bottom. So not doing well. This was similar to Microsoft. Okay, so that's bad. Dow Jones, any change here? Any difference? No. Very bad. Below 40K. This was the issue. If you fall in below 40K, we're in a lot of trouble. It's not really good that they kind of tweezer topped it too. And there's just a lot of downside. Like minimum. There's not even a question. Like minimum 38.5. And if you're not lucky, 38, 37.6. These swing lows right here would act as the next supports. So you're just hoping for a miracle now that, hey, in power hour, it's now power hour. Like, we just hit the new hour. So
It's time for Power Hour.
that's right. So look on the lates. Bitcoin's doing just fine, man. I think being only up 0.65% on a day like this, when we're looking at index funds, it's incredible. And I really hope that, like, if we catch any bounce on equities, it would just make Bitcoin explode higher, where we're finally breaking 86K, which they have been trying to break 86K for most of the week. Couldn't do it. So, oops, sorry. Yep. Let's see if we go lower or if we get a power hour pump, right? And a lot of that movement's going to happen in the last 30 minutes, so we're just going to try to stick around for that. Maybe, right? Trying to figure out if doing afternoon streams are worth, or maybe I should just like wait till normal stream time. Yeah. NASDAQ at the lows of the day down over 4% now, 16,146, heading to 16,050, which is a problem, right? That's, you don't want to lose this, because that's the 2021 cycle top. I mean, you've already lost the absolute peak of it. You're trading lower than at the height of it in 2021, which is just unreal, right? Thinking about that, it's an index fund. And it's actually, to be able to say that it's trading lower than it was trading at in November of 2021 is kind of crazy. And I only had 16,051 because it was that initial test. I feel like you up thrusted through the initial test, right? So whatever. I could plot another yellow line here, but you're already below it. So yeah, just not too much to get excited about. That was real bad because it's like one high and now it's the second high. It's a confirmation high, and I've tried to be very clear about on the 4 hour seeing that confirmation high once and twice. And the problem is the lower high aspect of the makes it a no-brainer, makes it very clear distribution signature. So, oh boy. So maybe we'll see 16,050 before the day's out. We'll see. It's no one's coming in to save the markets yet. IWM, remember what happened? The hanging man. Then yesterday, a actual formal bearish back test to that level, and now we're getting the follow through, right? And we said the target would be 170, 173 for retest. There's just nothing here, straight up and down. So one test, now two tests, and there is the QQQ alert just went off. My spider alert just went off. Fresh lows. Yeah, you got a lot lower. 170, 173 target on IWM, small caps. Yeah, SPY has already broken support. Just coming back to it so you can see. You can't look at the Qs. We certainly can.
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
It is whack. It is really whack. Where 448, you had to hold it, and they didn't. Swing low from September, swing high from March of last year. Losing that, there's just nothing there until 424.82. That just means more downside for sure. Unless miracles happen and it's random, you still now have another 3.5% to go until the next support that makes any sense. Yeah, losing 448 was really bad. That's like quite possibly a $400 target for a retest. Man, I hope not, but that, like, just looking left, it's not good. It's not painting a good picture. Gold 33.40, all-time highs as I'm speaking to you right now. Good God. I mean, in terms of gold.
Every day I'm checking price, and it's rising. Check price, good price. I have underinvested by a lot.
Yeah, and then it's the equal and opposite on the equities market. Okay, so yeah, they're your index funds. All right. We can just look at the individual Mag 7s, you're not going to like it. It's really ugly today. And, Nvidia is about to be down double-digit percentage points. It was at the lows. It's definitely rallied off those lows now. A rally. It's just the selling stopped for a few moments. So nothing to me. I mean, I guess they're just testing the swing low from September 6th, which is literally like 101.28. But I don't think. I mean, I think the hard target's 94 to 97 bucks, right? The old all-time highs from March of last year, and then it was tested in August, flirted with recently, and yeah, you're gonna test that again and just pray that it holds. Pray you get favorable price action there. We don't know. We do know the trend's not good now, right? Lower highs, lower lows consecutively. We just put in the lowest high, and such a lack of demand from buyers, from market participants, that they could not even go retest 118 again. So you can only pray that something like this happens. Otherwise, 76 bucks would be the target below 94. Yeah, let's look at the weekly. Ugly after that bullish engulfing candle. I mean, you're at the lows of the week. You gapped up. It's like bullish engulfing into dark cloud cover. What the heck? But at least look at this, man. I mean, you just look and understand. You know, this could last a while. Could definitely last a while. Thinking about retraces from the low to high, what could happen. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do. $94 test, and let's just hope it holds. That's on deck. All right. Have an alert set up if we see fresh lows. If we break 100, we'll just do 99.99. Okay. Let's look at Tesla, now down 7+%. It was fine earlier. It's nuking now. Like, you're at the lows of the day. There wasn't really anything to do. It's almost like a test the 200, right? That's what buyers did, rejected it. And then another rally, and there was such a lack of demand on Tesla, the buyers couldn't even test not just the 200-day moving average, but also the horizontal line support resistance from years ago, ancient history. And then the Trump pump. And it's just another, it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 falling peaks all of a sudden. Already made 3 falling peaks. And now you're beginning to resolve downward. And the target now is 205, 209. This level, I think, needs to be tested. And a gap needs to be filled. Unfilled gap at 212, 213. They almost did it twice, but neither time did we formally fill the gap, in my opinion. So, not good at all. Have an alert for new lows if we're going to get it. We may not. Dude, you don't know. Power hour could just be, look, day traders might decide, hey, man, I want to cover my short, and then, you know, short covering ends up acting, you know, they're buying back, so it rallies the market. But so far, so bad on that. No one's covering their shorts yet. But I mean, at the same time, I can also be completely understanding if, like, why would they cover their short when the support resistance is being broken on 3 of the 4 index funds, right? And Russell 2000 certainly has more downside too. So it's just like, why would you cover when we have a technical breakdown occurring on these funds, on these futures? I don't know if you would. I think you would just be patient and wait for your target. Let the trade play out. Yep, NASDAQ down 20% year to date. That's right. Okay, so Apple alert going off. Well, we might as well just go to Apple then. Apple beep. Really bad here. Really, really bad because they lost 196, 198. Yeah, to lose that is everything. Okay, to lose 196 on Apple equals 182, no doubt. Like, absolutely, that is the target here. There's just nothing to talk about unless random miracle stuff happened. And that happens, but I'm just saying, like, bad price action. There's my volatility indexes alert has gone off. You now have about 5.48, 5.5% downside on Apple minimum from here. You just do. So VIX alert, so might as well just go to it. I don't know. Okay, so we're now at the highs of the day on the VIX. The VIX is now up 13.42%. Well, I believe yesterday we discussed, hey, if this NVIDIA stuff actually has legs and it's real and the market's going to react to it, we're looking at about 15 to 20% up day on VIX, and you didn't have it until now. So this thing's climbing right now as I'm speaking to you. I'm having another alert set up. We're just going to keep hearing alerts for the fresh highs if we get it. Now up 14% and climbing. Fear is beginning to creep back in when we thought it might have been vanquished, but no. Sorry. Fresh lows on the futures. Fresh lows. But wait. Let's go to Meta. Meta, really bad. Very, very bad. Remember we discussed yesterday the undeniable level that had to be defended. Otherwise, you don't want to own Meta. Right? Yesterday, the candle close was below that level. So it was. Your argument becomes strong to not own. Because the consequences of losing a level like this is significant, where the downside potential is large, and you're already beginning. You're down about 5% now at the lows of the day. And I think you're just waiting for a 450 target. That's just me. Yeah, I think you're already starting to lose the September low. That was the partial decline of the rectangle. I think 454 is on deck. I think that was dead cat bounce stuff. Okay. Big yikes. Maybe the shorts start covering in 15 minutes or 3:30. Day traders. But yeah. Oh man. So just about all the Mag 7s at their lows right now. Maybe a couple cents off the lows, but just not good. Let's go to Amazon, also down at its lows, off the lows by $1 or $2. But again, as we discussed, 188 being the most important level. If you're not going to hold 188, you better hold 177.70, because there were two different times, right? In 2020, you see them, two different all-time highs. And now, like if you're below 177.70, there is literally no reason to own Amazon, because you're going to 158. And 158 isn't really a strong support. In fact, I think like below 177.70 long, given enough time, 144.50 is the real target. We've seen incredible bullish back tests at that level, reversals one way or another. Look at this. I think that's your hard target on Amazon, 144.50. Okay. Yeah, there might be a checkpoint at 158.88, but it's going to be weaker compared to 144. All right. All right, Bezos. Microsoft down 4%. Discussed yesterday. Hey man, this might be a good short setup, right? Because you're witnessing like a 88-95% retrace from the previous high, and you're confirming the high. And then yesterday you fell below 388. That was death. Like below 388, it's just you're going back to 350, given enough time, and you're already like halfway there in one candle. So. Yeah, people were offloading the crap out of this asset. Institutional selling started picking up, but man, insiders, no buying, only selling for 18 months. Now institutions are just picking it up, and yeah, we got a date. We got a date with the old 2021 highs again, as we already saw it once. Okay, but yeah, off the lows a little bit. That's nice. Still loving this strength on Bitcoin. Okay, Google down 2.8%. Well, witnessing the key 160 level resistance support, flipping to resistance and then rolling over, and now you can just see they opened low and we rallied to fill the gap and started selling off again, and you just recently saw lows of the day, and now you got 151 on deck. 151 is very real, right? You go back to 2021. I hope they hold it, but if not, wow. I mean, 151, 146, below that, yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. It's just not great price action. Hasn't been, and you haven't done anything. All you've been doing really on these assets is kind of developing a stronger argument for a full-on trend reversal where we're no longer in an uptrend. Like as you say, like what are the pieces of data? Well, the drawdown was so bad on the index funds so fast that the recent discernible event was the highest high ever. but we're down like 20%. But yeah, but we just put in a low. So it's the highest high and a low. And then you've rallied, and it's like now you're putting in lower highs again, right? Even here you can see like sell off, and they tried to rally, sell off a lower low than the previous low, lower high in the previous high, lower low in the previous lows, lower high in the previous highs. Oh no, so you're able to say it consecutively, so you're downtrending. It's like, okay, not great, man. So there's your Mag 7, man. Bitcoin 84.1, holding for days. Really sad to see stuff like the semiconductors. I mean, there was no surprise though. If you looked at the SOX, it looked bad. Distribution campaign was ongoing for a long time. It had death cross months ago. Now it's all playing out. But how about AMD? Down about 10%. Right, came up to 97.90 a couple times, couldn't break it, and now you just gapped down, and now in the middle of two levels, and it seems like you got a, $75 target down here. If it's gonna go for a retest, that would make plenty of sense, man. There's just nothing here. Yeah, that's your target area, the 70, 72 to 75.50. Weight Watchers, they've given up, man. They're going for bankruptcy. Down again, another 8.74%, all-time lows, going for the lowest close ever. It's over for Weight Watchers. The obese and diabetics, type 2 diabetics, have won. They won the war. This chart shows it. Stuff like Applied Materials, very bad, right? Where it seemed like, okay, man, but below 171, you're done, you're dead. And now the trend, look at it, just continuing. Lower highs, now going for a retest to 124.50. And if you don't hold that, going to 111, 114.50. Yeah, bad. Semiconductors done for, man. Marble, good God, down 6.4%. Oh, below 54.55, you're done. Like it's over. Like you might be headed for real. I think a $35 to $37 target. The old trade setup entry. If you remember, this was beautiful back from March 2023. This was just like, this is what we're looking for. You know how much time it took for us to draw down, and then when we had the drawdown, then we had to consolidate at key levels back from 2006 on Marble. This was brilliant. Okay, this is just a very notable level. Okay, 2006 all-time high. Sellers took it all the way down there. They defended it once. I don't know, man. It was lower high, sell off again. Oh my God, they defended it a second time. Confirmation low at key levels. There was some bullish divergence on the RSI. And then a nice rally again to break a supply line of a bullish dragon pattern. And then they finally back test the dragon spine. That's what I'm saying. Like Bitcoin could skate down this dragon spine, be at 79K, 77K. And still be valid, but that's what they did on Marvel. And then you got even a confirmation low. It was almost like another little dragon here, supply line break. And then it was off, right? It was beautiful. Target 1 got hit immediately on some earnings, luckily, but then it just proceeded to go to all-time highs. But now it's over. Party's over. Egg, noodles, and ketchup. All these are like the movie Goodfellas. How the movie started. Down here, oh my God, it was the 50s. It was the golden age for the mob. Okay, you sprinkle in some Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, some, the Lufthansa heist. Oh, Jimmy, all the craziness. And then up here, Henry Hill flips, starts selling drugs, gets caught. And here we are, witness protection program for all these semiconductors, all right? Broadcom, done for, dude. Dead cat bounce stuff. It was beautiful how it concluded. This was the hop of the butterfly. 200% retrace, double top, lower high, confirmed the distribution. Major markdown, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. The 200 moving average resistance, and locally, 4 hour probably looks beautiful, to be real. Yeah, not really. Just lower highs and just rolling over. You're at the lows of the day right now. How are we still at the lows of the day? Should the shorts, the day traders, be covering? Because they're not. Because Meta, Alphabet, Google, Nvidia, Amazon, they're all at their lows of the day as I'm speaking to you. So man, to reject the 200-day moving average like that is seriously alarming. And so back to 157. Once that breaks, 140 retest, and then 120. And if you break 120, well, I got bad news. This is going to be like bubble popping. I think the bubble's popping, right? And any rallies you get are going to be substantially lower than the highest high. And I think eventually you're going to have the Fibonacci from the low to the high here, and you're going to understand we've already made a 50% retrace. That was it. We saw that at the lows, 50%. So, okay, you're thinking like a 786, 886 eventually, 66 or $87 down here. That's going to be your deeper retraces, but there's no support. There's no real support. Like, okay, a 618, I'll take that back. The 618 does have a little bit of support. So I think that's a good valid shorter term target, 122 on Broadcom. And if that doesn't hold, it's a long way down the next fib node and the next level where there might be some bids, $92. So yeah, just looking at some of the carnage here, man. Carvana, this thing's done. This might be a great short setup. I'm not even kidding. So much good bearish price action at such a key level from history. This is like a lower high getting put in than these two highs. So it's confirming less than before. Stop loss could be like 235 or something, and your downside is massive, like 108. But I'm thinking like when this is all said and done, remember, this is a car rental company, and you have like car delinquencies at their highest level ever, highest inventory of repoed cars ever. It's like the car market is beyond terrible right now. So I don't know how Carvana somehow beats this. I think it's giving signal that we're about to head to 108 and then $70. Like that's what it looks like to me, Carvana. But it was such a run, man. Cup with Hendel, nice triple bottom with accumulation signature at key levels from history. It was a wonderful beginning and then continuation, and then it went nuts, and then it's over, right? It ended a high, the highest side. This is your kind of blow off top. This is an event on the chart where you're not going to recover from most likely. And it's never happening below 225, 234. And the reason why it almost seems like a wonderful short setup right now is the fact that they now tested it not once but twice and then thrice, right? For the third time, they tried to test it on the 9th and yesterday, and there was such a lack of demand on Carvana that they were unable to do it. But they did it April 2nd. They did it March 25th. Do you get why it's a sign of weakness? Less than before. Not enough demand. Okay, buyers are about to relent based on this price action. So you might very well see a major flush go into lower lows soon off this. And that's what I'm saying. Shorts. People could be short on it, man. The closer you are to 225, 234, the more optimum the risk management is. But you're not too far off, because the downside potential, I think your target would be 108, man. Well, some there's much volatility on the SPY. You just mean the VIX? August 5th, carry trade. Okay, chat, we are at lows of the day. What do you want me to do, man? Okay, I've been live now for almost an hour. If you're enjoying the live stream, I guess, hit the like button to build the sub. Just live, and still got like 581 people. Thanks for the 214 likes. Glad I got rid of that tip jar, man. My God, dude. Here comes the bear market. Oh, God. Well, there was no controversy on this next one. I mean, it looked terrible last time we looked at it in March. The lower high is starting to fall below 52, you're dead. And now it's like getting ready for a major markdown, another major markdown. Microchip technology, well, maybe not. Maybe your next target's like 31 right here, swing lows. That's on deck. You haven't seen it yet. I think you're definitely going to see that. Baba continuing to dump. Man, we never got to target 3, did we? We got target 2, and that was it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the trend, long-term uptrend's still okay. You know, until you're falling below 85.71, I think this long-term is okay. The trend reversed. You're just bad macro right now. Intel, if you're in the Patreon, whatever, you saw the chart I posted on Intel, the wave structure, already beginning, man. Yep. They're breaking a support right now. And this wave structure to me is like an 88% retrace on B and a lower high on C and a long-term downtrend. You were in a long-term downtrend. Get over it. And then also the formal bearish back test of 25 bucks that was support resistance. It was resistance recently. It became resistance again. And you rolled over to the support. It's like you're about to go to 13 bucks, man. 13.40 is the target here. A 1618. 200% retrace is probably just 13 bucks. And that's your next levels, I think. I think that's what's on deck for this asset. Way down yonder. Way down yonder. 13 bucks. Okay. Okay, chat. I mean, we're at the lows still. The whole time I've been live, we've pretty much been at lows of day. And that's why I went live. To cover that. Cover this sell-off. Texas Instruments was kind of a no-brainer. It looked very much like it was done. Okay, all this. Just think about the psychology of buyers and sellers. All this effort from May to November. Okay, all that effort to break the old all-time high from 2021, and they failed. And then fell below the level, and then they came back to not just retest the zone once but twice. And once you fell below 196 after that second failed attempt, you're done, because you know that they have confirmed less market participants than before. And that is how Dogecoin did the exact same effing thing. I mean, it's almost identical in ways. If you remember that Doge setup, same type of behavior, right? Where you don't really know the trends truly reversed yet, but you do understand the highest highs and then the big sell-off, just like Texas Instruments. Big sell-off and violating the old level we needed to be above. Okay, big sell-off violating. But then you had some price action at or above it. And then once they fell back below that level 1 and 2, it's always that confirmation. I don't care if it's a higher high, lower high, higher high, same high. They're all the same, really. But the higher highs actually end up being the best performers if you get drawdowns. Higher high, double tops. But then it was just falling below the inflection zone. And then the beautiful bearish price action correlating to that level for about a week or 5 days. So easy to manage risk. I mean, is the easiest. Right? And then the most downside, and then you got it. And so there's just really not much difference between the Doge setup and really what we just saw in Texas Instruments. I know I was charting this in the Citadel Patreon. So now Texas Instruments is going for its lowest daily candle close since October 2023. So we're talking like, what, 17-month lows. 17-month lows. It's like Ethereum, doing what Ethereum's doing. And, I mean, supports, you don't really have any. I mean, 135, these are going to be potential supports because they were resistance and they've never really been tested as support. So they're going to test and see. But, man, you could be going to 118, 120 down here. It could be a stronger target. I mean, if you look at the monthly on this, it's kind of alarming. I mean, the monthly, dude, is, are you kidding? Like, mega double top. Crazy bearish divergence, okay, on the RSI, like a high and then the higher high with lower levels. Hey, Joe, what's up, man? I can't like that. Did it not play? That's really weird, Joe. Thank you for your first super chat ever, super sticker ever. Thank you, man. Hype in the chat, dude. That is your first, that is the first contribution of the entire stream. So I really appreciate that, man. Okay, been live an hour now. But this is just bear market stuff, right? Yeah, this just to me is, wow, you're about to, if you break the 140 level on the monthly, It's like bad action magnet move stuff. I mean, Bears Dragon, possibly. Kid me, massive Ankellig on the black. Bears Dragon. What are you doing? What's your RSI like on the monthly? Oh, look, just happens to be at 37. You're in the bearish control zone on the monthly. Last time you had an RSI reading this bad was April of 2009, chat. Something is seriously going on these markets. Do you understand? 16-year lows on the monthly RSI on Texas Instruments, and also in the bearish control zone by like 3 points. This is definitely probably just the beginning, okay, for this one. Okay, shorts are starting to cover maybe a little bit because we now have like new 30-minute candle, right? It's 3:31 Eastern, so this is where we have the second highest amount of volume of trading during the day right now until close. So let us pay attention to what the day traders do. Are they going to cover their shorts? Are they just going to keep them open after support's been broken? I'd imagine at least some would cover, but we will see. Carry trade unwind. Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the Japanese 30-year yields, yep, bond yields, not great. So there are just more, man. There are just more. Good God. Looks like an S-coin. Good Lord. This is so nasty. Micron, it looked bad, right? It looked really bad. And every time they attempted to rally, they continued to show their hand, right? Less market participants than before. Distribution, lower, high, lower, high. Such perfect rejections of the 200-day simple moving average. That was incredible. And then I guess after that third peak right here, you collapsed. And now what have they done? What's the most recent event? Oh, wow. They went up 2 days ago and tested what should have been support resistance. It flipped to resistance, right? You saw the correlation in May of 2023. Saw the correlation in May of 2022. And I'll tell you, the consequences of back testing this level as resistance, you can clearly see what happened to Micron. When it did that in 2022, we had a nice drawdown in a month, 28 days, 31.5% downside. So that's what they just did the same thing. And you're rolling over. And if they lose 62, you do have 30% downside from here, because the next target is the level that it ran to after it dumped after that bearish back test. So yeah, you got about 25% downside at this point, assuming 62, 69 doesn't hold. So are you ready for that? Close to 300 likes, are we? Yeah, 250 likes. We could do it. Probably not at this point. I don't really have much hope left for hyping the chat or chat engagement or anything like that. We're done, dude. But wait, there's more. Is there? Yeah. Well, we were talking about Under Armour yesterday, how bad it was, and CNBC telling people to buy, and it's like, I understand maybe why they said that, just because you recaptured $5, but the trend's miserable. And man, being down like this already, dude, it's not good.
Can you explain carry trade and how it affects financial markets? Thanks, Mitch.
I'm not really an economist, but all I know is it's kind of like, okay, so they keep the Japanese yields low so people can use their other currencies to sell their currencies to be able to borrow. It's pretty much they're using the low interest rates of the Japanese to be able to borrow and at low interest rates and buy equities, okay, to buy stocks. And so now yields are going crazy high on the Japanese yields, and so that's no longer a thing, right? Because if the interest rates are doing what was the ticker, 30? Oh, where's the yield? If the yields are doing this, it no longer becomes a viable strategy to borrow the yen, right? It makes no sense anymore because interest rates are too high. They're getting way too high. So that's pretty much kind of how it is, right? So right, if people can't borrow at low interest rates like they had been with these yields, well then how does anyone borrow and make money on equities? And people are getting real risk averse to equities right now too because they're dumping. So it's like double whammy. Yeah, people are selling their equities to cover Japanese yen loans. Yeah, so I'm not really, again, TA channel, there are people that are way better at this than me. Talking about bonds, yields, carry trade. Way smarter people. People go to school for it, or they do. And here we are on gold. Gold's pretty much still at its highs. Meta pretty much at its lows. The index funds are off their lows by a little bit, as maybe we're seeing some of the short selling. The shorts are covering a little bit. The day traders are kind of maybe offloading. Okay. So we're just kind of going across the markets now because, well, what do you do? There are no requests. There's not much chat to talk to. Like I can't really bounce anything off of y'all because, well, if no one's talking, I'm just virtually doing a static video. I'm talking about this. It's just, what do you do? It's like crazy because like, we just came off 100K, 109K, all these streams with like obscene amounts of chat, concurrent viewership, activity, engagement. And then you get to now and then like it's just like it's like a rug pull. It's like a rug pull of the streamer. Like it was such a fun time and now it's like, well, I'm going live doing the exact same thing I was doing, just covering the markets, and it's just like, okay, I'm just doing videos now, static videos. So here's Starbucks breaking support. Okay, your target's 71.55. Starbucks downside potential right now. You got another 10% downside. You ready? Ready for that? I am, I guess. I don't really care. But it almost looks like the Ethereum chart. 2021, and then they tried once and twice. Both lower highs than this high. Yeah, it looks very similar to me to the Ethereum chart. There's no controversy either. Look at the straight down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's literally it. There's never been a time in history where Starbucks, when it breaks support or resistance in the zone, it doesn't go to the next level. So, I mean, it's almost certain you're going to 71.55 historically speaking. So shorting Starbucks below $82 probably pretty good here. Yeah, but at the same time, you've been crashing, so there are short squeezes, right? Whatever, but good lord, man. How's Fortinet was? Oh god. Oh my. This could be a wonderful short setup. Oh my god. Holy crap! Man, I wish I had looked at this yesterday. It would have been, dude, short, and then with a stop loss just above like 102. You do not want to be short on this above 102. But man, this is great. The downside is like unlimited. I mean, your target's legit like $81 right now. It's like a head and shoulders of sorts. It's not perfect, but beautiful. The high, the lower high, and what's so wonderful about this lower high is the hidden bearish divergence developed on the daily. Fortinet, get ready. I mean, this thing has so much downside. You gotta love that. That's kind of what I liked about. I mean, maybe like Bitcoin has bottomed out and we're going way higher, man. And the world's changing forever, and things that normally happen, like where Bitcoin is just a big tech stock and it dumps with equities. It's not happening today. But if it did, you would think like there are ones like Cardano that have still so much downside because of that Trump pump and dump earlier this year. Lots of downside potential, bearish price action correlation to key levels. This is kind of like that, like where the markets are beaten down, but dang, dude, it's still so elevated. You've got, wow, a lot of downside. Okay, Fortinet, pay attention. Gills LLC. Yeah, MicroStrategy. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't trust. You just got to be really careful. It's still not dead, but what are we doing? What are we seeing? My alert never went off on MicroStrategy today. I mean, they were attempting to break the supply line that is so freaking real, man. 4 tests and reversals, now 5. Yesterday and now today, right? 19 minutes to go. So maybe they break it, in the next 20 minutes. But it looks like you're going for another failed test at the supply line. There's still so much supply that the buyer still couldn't break it. But, man, it is controversial because it's like, okay, impossible to manage risk here because you're not trying to buy at resistance. But, man, what the strength on Bitcoin, the neutrality of while equities dump really hard is just so interesting, and it doesn't happen often. And we are broken out of that dragon, but we're not going anywhere. But that's a huge W when you've decoupled from U.S. equities market. Yeah, big win, but still, technically speaking, you're failing to break a supply line. You're putting in the lowest high of the downtrend right now. It looks good because they've confirmed a bottom, but just because you put in the same low, slightly higher low, the divergence playing out. Okay, so it was kind of reliable. It was a Trump tweet, man. It was just a Trump tweet. So I hope it breaks. I hope my alert goes off and I'm like, dang, dude. But the only way it happens, Bitcoin just completely does the opposite of equities, where we're doing this and we're going to 92K next. If that happens, yeah, MicroStrategy will break the supply line. It'll break 333, the March 2000 all-time high, and we'll probably be off to $400. But we're waiting for that to happen, and it doesn't seem like, really doesn't seem impossible. I'm very encouraged by Bitcoin price action today. So therefore, MicroStrategy is not out of the, it's not out of the race for a breakout. All right, everyone have their alert set up where I do, around 320. You hear that beep? Huge supply line break attempt. Then you go to Coinbase, right? Shouldn't Coinbase be doing okay, man? Down 2.88%. A little divergence, but just putting in the lowest high. It's not too bad. I think a test of 150 is coming, a retest, and I hope they hold it, man. Down on the day. How's Dollar Tree doing? It's up. Dang, dude, Dollar Tree, look at this, man. What's going on here? What is this level? Back from 2009? 2020, COVID crash low. 2017, 2015. Wow, this is a big level, right? And they are trying their dangdest to hold it, but you've been consolidating here since September. Still below the 200-day moving average. It's interesting, but that's about it. I don't know if it doesn't really look like Wyckoff accumulation. You're just kind of range bound. And you just went up to fill a gap, kind of, and that's about it. So this is interesting. Pay attention to Dollar Tree. Maybe the bottoming structure is being painted at a level where it's reversed many times historically, but I guess we will see. Again, hard to trust, right? Because even if this is going on, you're trying to look for the macro to be a little bit better than it is right now. Video might hit down 10%. Well, it already did, right? It did hit. It was down 10% at its lows, but again, we understand day traders take profit, and day traders are, by the looks of it, taking a little bit of profit because we are off the lows. I am very, I can't really believe I'm looking at this. So Boeing Company is in a downtrend, okay, for sure. Nice momentum shift too. The lowest high, this high, lower highs, right? And they rolled over. Just recently hit the lowest level seen since October 2022. And we've rallied, and you know what happened yesterday was like retaliation. China has grounded all Boeing planes, and no more parts, no more planes are going to be delivered in China now because the trade war is escalating. So I can't believe that Boeing is only down 0.06% today on that news, right? But the issue is you're below the 200 moving average. You're testing 158 as resistance. 158, man. You don't want to be below that, right? It's an old all-time high from 2015. You just had a bearish back test. They've confirmed what was once resistance 10 years ago. Or I'm sorry, 10 years ago is now resistance again. So this could be setting up for a leg down to 117, 107 next. The trend's your friend. Bearish pattern was reliable. It's performed okay so far. But you can Trump tweet. But now just more bearish technical stuff on Boeing, man. ASML had earnings, Nico. Yeah, ASML, it's a semiconductor. Wait, I thought ASML. Oh yeah, ASML, not AMSIT. Sorry, ASML had earnings, and it was only down 7.68%. It wasn't bad earnings, right? It was from what I read. Yeah, it was like they beat top to bottom beat, but doesn't matter with Nvidia. Market leaders. So yeah, 588, 609 back on deck. Very bearish trend right now. That was beautiful, right? Confirmation of distribution back below 883. You knew what was coming next. So more bearish back test to key levels. Now you just got another test of 588, 609 on deck, and if that doesn't hold, well, unfilled gap like 47. Unfilled gap at 441. Yeah, a lot of downside if that doesn't hold. And you can say, what's an 886? 886, 446. There's your ASML. We do have earnings season coming up, man. It's coming up. Not great environment for these assets, but you never know. Yeah, man, I don't know. I've been live for an hour, 20 minutes. So we're just running out the clock. We got another 11 minutes to the market close, and then I'll be out of here. I'll be out of y'all's way, man. Believe me, you won't have to see me again. Progressive starting to get short setup-ish. Like I'm actually seeing distribution on, finally, local distribution on Progressive 1, 2, 3 now. I mean, you have a very real potential 3 falling peaks on Progressive, and that's like insane to talk about because this thing never dumps, really. This thing is it's been such a godlike trend, but now you're trying to give me proportionate lower highs like this. All right, look at this. What a trend. But now I think like this sell-off right here could have set the stage for lower. So maybe not. I know, bucking the trend here, but you got earnings. Was it earnings today? They missed on earnings. Okay, down. It was only down 0.48%. Incredible. But man, the structure here is kind of, even though you are above that old all-time high from November. Wonder how long that lasts. Anyway, yeah, there were like some assets up today, whatever. You know, oil was up for sure. Yeah, Bitcoin is holding, altcoins are holding up, man. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Solana. Now, I can't believe it, man. I literally can't believe this is happening. So we'll get rid of the arrows because now the most recent thing they're doing today is testing support as support. And now, I don't know. They every time they've done this, they have rug pulled. So maybe this time they're not doing it, but you're actually doing it, right? I'm just identifying the price action, and they could be working on a rising 3 methods on Solana. 5 Japanese candlestick pattern. You're at the highs of the day. You're up almost 6%. But again, they've done that and then they rug it. They've done that and they rug it. But maybe this time is different because if Bitcoin runs higher, this is probably going above 135. It breaks 135. There is so much upside. I don't care what market it is, what asset it is. This is what's happening. This is the data. Every day you have to pay attention. 2 days ago, it was terrible. Are you really rejecting that? Then yesterday was even worse. They couldn't even test it. And now they've tested support and they're bouncing crazy off of it. I mean, that is a major level. Like, no one could argue with how real this freaking support is. And they recaptured it. And now they're trying to reconfirm it with some strength. But you got to have Bitcoin. But let's just pray to God for Bitcoin, man. I don't know why my stream elements is not working. Nico, thank you so much for the 10.
I was late to stream. Will rewatch. LFG chat. Thumbs up emoji. The best TA in America. USA emoji. Mitch.
Andrew, thanks, dude. If that was true, I'd be well over 76,000 subs. And chat would be a lot faster if that was real. So I'll just take it as, oh, well, you know, I just need to keep getting better, I guess, at being a streamer and doing TA, you know. But this right here could very well be one of the most notable events in the crypto space right now. I can't believe kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's real. This is such a real level. The flirtation they've had, the things they've done here, so real too, but it just all ended up being jokes and dumps. But man, I am just, please pay attention to Solana at 130. Maybe we engulf. We got 4 hours and change to the close, so. You had chips and salsa. That's just not true, but okay. Thanks, Wall Street Mafia. And there's the short covering. So there it is, man. See, like day traders take profit at the end of day, right? They cover their shorts. They don't want to be. They want to be cashed up for close because they don't know. Like Trump tweets tonight and we pump, right? We're up after hours. We're back to 5,400, and it was like all a bad dream. Oh well, China and Trump, they have some sort of resolution. Oh, pump, you know, the shorts get trapped, so they take profit. Okay, they don't want to be involved with the after hours and pre-market trading and everything in between. I get that. That's what we were waiting for. Rally off it. So we have 7 minutes to go to the close. Guess if you're enjoying the stream, like button, bell, sub, you know. Hopium. Solana's giving you Hopium, right? I mean, this is the most amount of Hopium you could ask for on any asset. I mean, Hopium would be Bitcoin broken out, being neutral today with the sell-off on equities. But this right here, this potential Horizon 3 methods appearing at the level of all levels, where all historical reversals have occurred in the past literal year, more than a year. If the resistance or support, it's being support again, and if it holds, you broke a wedge. There's just no telling. I mean, Bitcoin, if it's strong, this Solana will be going. I mean, it could be going 180. It just could. All bets are off below 123, but I'm sorry, they're holding, they're defending. I'm not going to ignore them defending this level despite what they've done here. That's what's going on. Sol and Link were added to PayPal recently. Okay, dude. Well, yeah, that's worth it. 180 pump. But hey, if a news-driven catalyst gives us what you need to complete a Horizon 3 methods bullish engulfing candle, and it's all after a successful bullish back test of a level they just recaptured, by all means, send it to 180, 190. God, I'm just tired of this bullcrap price action, these rug pulls, this just fake out, like it's not real. Like that's all it's been. All of this has just been bullcrap since early mid-March. And I'm just hoping now that the bullcrap's done. We're done bullcrapping and this is real. Just pray for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin doesn't, it seems like the prayers are working. I told y'all pray for Bitcoin yesterday. It looks like y'all prayed. We're getting it. So prayers received by Jesus. Okay, we got 4 minutes and change till the daily close on Wall Street. So just sticking around for that. Gold is just a couple dollars off its all-time high. It's still up 3.37%. It's absolutely incredible. All right. Gold, definitely the story of the day. Solana now front runner for the story of the day. Everyone needs to be pinged on this one, man. Wow. Solana Chainlink on PayPal. That's such a joke, dude. It's like, it just, okay, what's that doing? Like, that doesn't really, Link, here's the thing though, Chainlink's not doing anything. Solana's catching it, Link's not. I mean, it's up 1.47%, but the last thing it did was test the zone as resistance and then roll over. And that's it, man. Just look at this downtrend. It's bad downtrend, so. Okay, though, pump it then. Yeah, more access to poor retail. Yeah, that's about it. But hey, whatever. The bots freaking loved it, and you're just now getting this day trader short, short covering that has like caused the Russell 2000 to completely recover. I mean, the whole day of losses absolutely just about recovered, and it looks like the last 2 minutes we might. Who knows? It's continuing. Everything's continuing to rally off the lows. This is power hour. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I kind of went live for, okay, last 30 minutes of trading, second highest amount of volume of the day, and you had day traders. Oh, really? Janover, a real estate focused fintech company, bought more Solana for 21 million. Okay, well, then send Solana. Hey, in the end, you can't say if it holds like this, you can't say it wasn't amazing price action, I guess. We'll just be paying attention. 2 minutes to the close. All right, 2 minutes to the closing bell. The Spider or S&P futures, they're recapturing supports. I'm saying, man, it's not over till the candle closes. It's just not. Nasdaq's not quite yet, but hey, with 1 minute and 50 seconds, anything's possible. See, look what they're doing. 424, such a level. If you don't hold it, you're done. You're done for. But they are holding it. They are defending it for now with 1 minute and change to go. Buyers, well, it's not. I think it's less buyers. It's, I mean, organic buying. It's just day trading. So that's your S&P, your Dow Jones, also off the lows. Looking at it real quick. Not great. Like, this is not catching the. I mean, you want to see the Dow Jones, if the shorts are covering, you want to see us back above 39.8 minimum. You got to get back above this high, and they haven't done it yet. We got 1 minute though. We got a chance. We're running out of time because, like, in less than a minute now, if it closes like this, you would say with confirmation with a daily candle close, you are breaking supports. And that means there's a lot of downside if there's follow through on this. So not as good as the Spider in terms of levels being recaptured. Nasdaq, are they recapturing? Are they recapturing? They not 16,443. No way, not even close. But 16,000. I mean, this old all-time high from 2021. They are holding that. Buyers are defending that level. There was once old all-time high resistance. They're holding it as support right now for now. Okay, so 84.3 on Bitcoin, very nice. Solana up 5%, but we don't know if it's real. But it's just good to see us not continue to collapse. At least some people are coming in, and there it is, chat. Your bell has rung. Okay.
We became dependent on news and tweets more than ever. Thanks for the best content in crypto/stock land by far. Unmatched Mitch, 100 emoji, heart emoji, love on ya.
Cathara's music. Thanks so much, dude, for the. There it is. Like, why did Andrew 3? Thank you, dude. Okay, the super chat came in. Sean, thanks so much. Okay, that was the character. Some of the contributions came in. The other ones didn't. It's so weird. I think the super stickers aren't working for some reason. Okay, 4-hour candle closed on Bitcoin. It was real nice. Still above the 200 moving average. Still broken above the supply line. Very nice. So not as good on the Dow Jones and NASDAQ, but on the S&P 500 on the close, they did recapture. So that's nice. They did. Right? Resistance is holding as support for now. So it's time to start throwing some Hail Marys for the S&P here, because below that you might have a date with 43, a retest down at the lows. So that's big deal. Wow, man, crypto, the most speculative, freest market, right? No plunge protection, anything like that, holding up better than stocks, man. I am very intrigued by this, and I really hope what we are seeing manifests into any sort of relief you get on the stock market. Could be an incredible environment for Bitcoin to go break this 86K level and maybe go rival the previous highs. 88.5 must be broken. Really praying for that. Scott seems reluctant that the lows will hold. Oh, I mean, like, there's just no reason to believe that we're going higher. Like, there's nothing really implying higher, but I'm just looking at the levels, you know. And there are definitely some individual stocks that have broken supports that look terrible. We looked at them today. We looked at a lot of stuff today for an hour and 30-minute live stream. Yeah, all crypto is kind of holding up. I would believe it with this price action. They're not going lower with Bitcoin holding here, so that's good news. Okay, so we looked at the index funds. Look at the IWM on the close. They rallied, but again, it was a nothing burger because yesterday the bearish back test below 188, not good. You got to recapture 188. That has to happen. If not, long enough, 170 again, 173. So not the greatest here. So the only index fund that did something kind of good at the end, relative to its inflection points from history, was the S&P 500, 5,240 or 524 on the spider. It held on the close, and that's it. So all right, well, appreciate everyone coming out. Thanks for likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. I'll just be back some other time. Until then, respect. T A. Gold's pretty much at all-time highs right now.